Hi everyone, welcome back to Nema Style Yoga. My name is Amen and I wanted to bring you a bit of a different video today. I'm turning 22 tomorrow actually, but when I post this video it would already be a bit past my birthday. And I've been reflecting a lot the past few weeks. A lot of change has been happening recently in my life and a lot of big things are coming as well that I'm really excited for. I feel like for the first time, maybe ever in my life, I'm feeling really at peace with where I am. And I feel like everything is exactly how it's supposed to be. I feel like I am exactly where I'm supposed to be right now in this moment, mentally, physically, emotionally. It brought me to thinking about a lot of things that I have been learning the past 22 years. And these are things that I would like to share with you. If you resonate with any of these, comment below or leave a life lesson that you learned as well so we can all learn from each other. I'm currently sitting in my van. If you haven't seen the van build, I'll link it down below. I'm sitting in front of this beautiful beach right here. This is in Cape Le Grand National Park, Western Australia. And this is one of Australia's widest sand beaches. It's actually a really special place for me because this was the place that 4 years ago was my first ever solo trip. So at 18, I took my parents' car and I wanted to see what it would be like to solo travel as I was thinking to travel for a longer time. So I drove 1,000 kilometers down south to come here to this beach. And now, 4 years later, I decided to come back again to get some closure to end this chapter that has been my travels for the past few years. And I am letting go of my van very soon. So I wanted to come back here to this place where everything started, where all my journey in Australia started, really. I wrote down in my notebook 22 things that I learned at 22. Let's get started. Number one, change is good. I can't stress this enough, but change is so, so good for you. You can't expect things to go differently in your life if you keep doing the same things over and over again. To have a different outcome, you need to have a different approach. And change can be something as small as changing a small habit, and it can be as big as changing country and going somewhere new. I really believe in this. Change is so good and change is always for the best. Anytime I've changed anything, I never regretted it. I just think this is so important to keep changing, to keep evolving, to keep growing. Number two, your mindset is your reality. Change your mind to change your reality. Your reality is everything that you see in your head. So, what you are experiencing in your mind, that is what your reality will look like, and that is what your reality will take form of. If in your mind you're just thinking negative thoughts and you're thinking negative things about yourself, about other people, that is what your reality is going to look like. If you think that nothing is going to ever work out for you, that you're just going to be stuck where you are, that is exactly how your reality is going to look like. So maybe starting to think about some positive things, maybe starting to think that anything and everything is possible, maybe starting to think that you can do all of these things, then you will be able to do all of these things. I think a lot of people get stuck in unhealthy, toxic thought patterns, but you have to understand that your physical reality is just a reflection of the subconscious, the reality inside your mind. So to change your physical reality, you need to change the thoughts that are in your head. Number three is always listen to your intuition. It knows before you do. But it is just so true. Sometimes you just feel something and you don't even know what you feel. But you already know, your mind already knows, your body already knows far before you do, far before you realize it, and far before you come to terms with it. But that's the truth. Your body and your mind know much better than you. So if anything happens and your body is kind of sending you a signal, even if you're not sure what it's trying to tell you, try to listen to it. Try to take a moment to think about it. What is it trying to tell you? What can you do with this signal? Because these signals that our body sends us in our mind, they don't come from nothing. It's because it knows. It just knows. Number 4, your subconscious mind knows even better. Yeah, that speaks for itself. Number 5, dreams have deeper meanings than we think. Wow, I'm a really big believer in the meanings of dreams. And I've had a lot of crazy dreams in my life. Sometimes dreams that repeat themselves. Sometimes dreams that have come to tell me something. I think it's really important when you wake up and you have a really vivid dream to just take a moment to think about it. What do you remember? Maybe even writing it down. Sometimes I like to write in my journal and just trying to see what it's trying to tell you. This is your subconscious mind. What is it trying to bring up to the surface? What is it trying to make you reflect on? Maybe it's a fear you have. Maybe it's something that's coming up in your life that you don't even know about. But dreams are crazy. Wow, dreams are just crazy. They're just an extension of us, and I think it's really important to take a look at the meanings that your dreams are trying to tell you, because sometimes things, emotions or thoughts that you're repressing deep down, they can come up in your dreams. Number 6, speak words of kindness and compassion. I think it's really important to be the change that you want to see in the world. It's really important to bring positivity and light into this world. So, for example, when you're talking to someone and maybe they're not being the nicest to you, maybe they're being a little bit rude, instead of playing back to them in the same cards that they're giving you, try speaking in words of kindness and compassion and see how their demeanor just completely changes. See how instead of escalating the situation into something even worse, you make something so beautiful out of it. So many times it happens to me that I'm talking to people, or I don't know, maybe an interaction in a store or something, anything, any interaction, and the person is just being a little bit rude. Instead of giving back to them in the same way that they're talking to me, I smile and I say kind things, and this will completely change the way that they act towards you. Number 7, know when to walk away. So know when to walk away from anything, from a situation, from a friendship, from a relationship, from a place, anything. You know exactly, this goes back to the intuition. You know exactly when, and you feel it deep inside when it's time to walk away. I think a lot of times we don't want to admit that, and we don't want to walk away when our body tells us to walk away, especially when it comes to some bigger things like friendships, relationships. But it's better to listen to your intuition and do it when you feel it, rather than dragging it on for longer and it will just make it worse at the end. Take a moment, listen to yourself. Is it time to walk away? It doesn't say to give up. I'm not saying to give up so easily, but sometimes it is important to walk away when you're feeling that. Number 8, know when to admit you're wrong. Knowing when to admit you're wrong is just as important as knowing when to walk away. Knowing when to admit that you are in the wrong. We always like to think that we are right and we are not the problem, but that's not true. That's not always the case. You need to let go of your ego. You need to let go of this persona and just know when to admit you're wrong. That's okay. We're humans. We're not robots. We're not perfect. And it's okay to be wrong. It's okay to admit you're wrong. And people will appreciate it. People appreciate it when you admit that you are in the wrong, when you admit that you did something wrong, that you're sorry. Admitting you're wrong, saying sorry, it goes a long way, rather than thinking you're always in the right and bringing your big ego into it. Number 9, karma is real. Karma is real whether you like it or not, towards yourself and others. Just know that. That's pretty self-explanatory. Number 10, what you're not changing, you're choosing. For example, if you have an unhealthy diet, you don't like your life, you wish you did this, you wish you did that, you're not changing anything. If you're not changing your unhealthy diet, if you're not changing the things that are making you unhappy, then you're choosing to keep doing these things. Now, obviously, this is much easier said than done. I didn't say it was easy. Change isn't easy, but if you keep doing the same things over and over again, you're choosing to do those things. A lot of times people will ask me, why am I vegan? Why did I choose to be vegan? That's a fair question. And then I ask them back, why do you eat meat? And they kind of get surprised, or they kind of get taken aback. Why am I asking that? The choice that I made to be vegan is exactly the same choice that you make to eat meat every time you eat meat. I make the same choice to not eat meat, and you make the choice to eat meat. So what I'm saying is, what you're not changing, you're choosing. Every single thing in your life, you are choosing. consciously or subconsciously. So take a moment and think about what in your life you're doing. What in your life you're doing that you want to change. What you're not changing, you're choosing and you're doing. Everything from every little small thing to every little small habit to every big thing, you're completely choosing to do that. This is your life and you can choose to do whatever you want to do in your life. But what you're not changing in it, what you don't like, you're still choosing to do. Number 11, live life for yourself. Maybe this is obvious, but I think a lot of people live life not for themselves, but for other people. Maybe it's for the praise of other people. Maybe it's because they think they need to please other people. For example, their family, their parents. But at the end of the day, this life is your life. This is your life to live. And you need to do what makes you happy. You need to do what you want to do, not because someone else wants you to do that. I went to university for a year and a half. Was it because that's what I wanted to do? Not really. Partially. I wanted to go. If it was really up to me, I would have just started traveling. I had way too many other people influencing me on this decision to go to university, and I don't regret it because everything happened how it was supposed to, and it brought me exactly to where I am today. So I'm very grateful for that. Take a moment before you choose something. This goes back to the last one, and think about why you're choosing it. Is it you that's choosing it? And how can other people maybe influence you on this decision? Number 12, getting out of your comfort zone is the only way to elevate in life. So this goes back to the first one about change. Change is good. Change can also be scary. So is getting out of your comfort zone. But getting out of your comfort zone is truly the only way that you will get out of the shell of who you are and become exactly who you're supposed to be. If I didn't get out of my comfort zone, I wouldn't be where I am today. I know I have even more layers to break through, more things that I can do to get out of my comfort zone, and I do try to do that, and I am aiming to do that because I know that this ultimately is what's going to lead to the biggest change in my life, to the biggest positive change in my life. I can't imagine to live life and not change anything, not get out of my comfort zone. The days would just start looking exactly the same every single day. And that's not what life is about. Life is a journey. It's meant to be lived. Go out there, go out of yourself, get out of the comfort zone. Do things that scare you. That's really important. Do things that scare you. Face the fear and do it anyways. You're going to feel so good afterwards. And it's one of these things that once you do it, you can't look back. Like once you take this one step out, you can't take that step back. You're there, you're out there, and you can only keep going forward. Just keep pushing yourself. It's not easy, but no one is going to push you for you. You need to do that for yourself. Number 13. No rain, no flowers. You can't have the good without the bad. I used to have a shirt. I really love this shirt, and it said that, no rain, no flowers. And I really like that because it's kind of like, if you know the symbol, the yin and yang, the black part and the white part, the good and the bad. And the yin and yang, it's a whole, it's a circle. Everything is inside. The good and the bad are together, and that is whole. Because in everything in life, you can't have the good without the bad. Nothing is perfect. Nothing can ever be perfect. To have the good, you need to have the bad. To have the bad, you need to have the good. And they balance each other. Once they balance each other, that's when it's whole. Number 14, exploration of the self, conscious and subconscious. I think this is maybe one of the most, if not the most important life lessons I've learned that I'm sharing with you. It's so important to explore yourself. And there's so many ways you can explore yourself. But I'm talking more about exploring the mind and what that can do to you. This can maybe look like just sitting somewhere in silence and just letting your thoughts run, seeing what comes up in your mind. This could be so many things, but I think this is so important because so many days you can just go by and not even have a single thought, really. I think especially in today's society, everyone is, on social media or watching TV shows, watching Netflix, doing something to occupy your mind, to quiet these thoughts. But these thoughts are there. They're back there. You just need to bring them to the front. Number 15, take care of your physical, mental, and emotional self. You will thank yourself later. This is so important. Again, no one is going to take care of you for you. You need to do that for yourself. Taking care of your physical body. This is so crucial so you can have a long, healthy life, so you can reach these older years, still be able to do all the things you love, still be able to be fit. Taking care of your emotional self. If you don't release these emotions, if you don't release these energies, they just get bottled up inside, and that's not healthy. And again, taking care of your mental self. So this goes back to the self-exploration. This goes back to meditation. Number 16, what you don't like about someone else is likely something you don't like about yourself. We're all a reflection of each other. We're all a mirror of each other. Once I learned this, I feel that my interaction with people in my mind has completely changed, because I'm not looking at an interaction, okay, if I like this person or not, do I want to keep talking to them or not? I mean, yes, maybe this goes on in my mind, but also what goes on in my mind is we're all a reflection of each other. We're all a mirror of each other. What can I learn from this interaction? This could be something as small as a 2-minute conversation, and it can be something as big as a lifelong friendship. What can I learn from this? What is this giving to me? Especially if there's something I don't like about them. You know, sometimes you talk to someone, maybe you just met them, and you're like, oh, I really don't like that about this person. Do you really not like that about this person? Or is that something that deep down you don't like about yourself? Take a moment and think about that. Because when I have, definitely a lot of times, it was things I didn't like about myself. There's a reason we meet people. We meet the certain people we meet at the exact time we meet, for a specific reason. You can't say that all these things happen. You meet this person at this exact time, and it's not for nothing. It's to learn something, anything. You just need to figure out what that is. And once you figure out what it is you're meant to learn from the specific interaction, wow, things will just blossom. Your life will just blossom. Number 17, never give up. Things can only go up from a low. Something about being at a low moment, at some of your lowest moments, you just need to understand things can only get better from here. Things can only go up. And once you realize that, you're in the slow, and it's okay to be in the slow. It's okay to feel the feelings, to feel them all the way. Just know that it can only go up from there. I just noticed there's a van parked down there on the beach. Maybe I need to take my van as well. Anyways, number 18, trust the process, trust the universe. You are meant for more, and it will come your way. Trust the process. What is the process? Well, life, actually. What is trusting the process? What is trusting the universe? Well, you need to trust that everything is happening exactly as it's meant to be. Everything is happening when it's meant to happen, and everything that you want will come your way. If you believe that you deserve what you want, it will come your way. It's just a matter of time. And well, why aren't you getting what you want exactly right now? The universe knows when the right time is, and maybe the right time isn't right now. But you need to trust the process. You need to trust these higher powers, that they have your back, and that they know what's best, and everything happens exactly how it's meant to be. A lot of times we try to control things so much, but you need to let go and realize that some things are not in your hands, and that's okay, because things will happen when you least expect them, but that is exactly when it's meant to happen. Number 19, you're your own biggest critic. I think a lot of things that we think about ourselves in our mind are things that we would never even say to other people. These are not things you would ever really say to someone else, so why are you saying them to yourself in your head? Going back to your mind is your reality. If you're thinking these things about yourself, these are the things that will manifest in your reality. You need to have a positive outlook on yourself in order to have this reality. So watch out when you have this little voice inside your mind that tells you all these things about yourself. You would never say that to someone else. So why would you even say that to yourself? You should be treating yourself with the most kindness and compassion that you can, just like you would want to treat other people, just like you would want to be treated by other people. So if that's how you want to be treated by other people, why is that not how you're treating yourself? Number 20, when there's a will, there's a way. This is something that my dad would always tell me, and I would always joke and be like, oh, come on, like, no, it's not true. But no, it is very true. It is very true, whether you like it or not. When there is a will, there is a way. When there is a will for something, there is a way to do it. There is a way to get it. There is a way to manifest it. Again, it goes back to your mind is your reality. If in your mind you know that this is what you want and this is what you will have, then there will be a way to have it. Number 21. Know what you deserve and don't settle for less. Knowing your worth, know what you deserve. Know that you're not asking for too much. You're never asking for too much. You know exactly what you want. You know exactly what you're worth. Don't ever let anyone tell you you're asking for too much or you're too much, because you're not. You're really not. This is just not the right person, and that's okay. That person will find someone else that matches their expectations and their level, and you will too. You just need to trust the process. You need to trust the universe, and you need to remember not to settle for less, because deep down in your intuition, you feel this inside. You know when it's right. Last one, number 22. I want to end this on a very positive note. Anything is possible. Your mind is the only limitation. If you can dream it, you can do it. Now, maybe it sounds very ambitious to some of you, but this is something I strongly believe in, and I know deep down it's very true. Your most wildest dreams of anything you want to achieve, anything you want to make happen, it's very much possible. It's more than possible. If you have a thought in your mind of something you want to do, something you want to achieve, maybe a certain type of person that you want to become, that you want to embody, this is possible. You can do it, and you can become that person. You can become this thing. You can have that thing. It can go towards materialistic things. It can go towards personal goals. Anything is possible. Truly, anything is possible. Your mind is the only limitation. Take a moment and think about some of your biggest dreams. What limitations are already coming up in your head? What are the things that your small voice in your head is already telling you, no, you can't do that because this, or this and that? What is stopping you? What are your limitations in your mind? These are the things that are stopping you from becoming your best self. These are the things that are stopping you from achieving your biggest dreams. Once you realize what these limitations are, once you listen to this inner voice and you tell it, no, actually, there is no limitation. Anything is possible. And I know I can do it, and I will do it. That's when this will become your reality. Once you change your mind, your reality will change. Once you realize that anything is possible, once you believe that anything is possible, that's when everything you want will happen. You just need to let go, and you need to trust. This was my 22 life lessons that I learned at 22. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you found any that resonate with you, comment down below. I'd like to hear. Or if you have a life lesson of your own that you want to share, please do comment so we can all learn from each other. Subscribe if you'd like to keep up with more content, yoga videos. This is my birthday gift to you. I just wanted to share these life lessons with you, things I've learned on the way. One last look on the beach. Wow, it's just beautiful here. Really beautiful beach, and I'm so happy to be here. I'm feeling really at peace. I'm feeling really aligned. It feels good. It feels good. I feel like I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be, and I just hope you guys can get to the same point too. So maybe these life lessons will help you learn something today, and I'll see you next time. Namaste.